Joey's, and here it is. He's gone with Proteski in goal, Cumming, Zapuzzo, Ustendorp, Spiranovic, Allwright, Cruz, Patafta, Burns, Jamieson and Broxham. So that is the first 11 for Ange Postecoglou in this tournament. And these pictures are coming to you live from Lima, the stadium, Estadio Nacional. We'll be joining our commentator in a moment as we take a look at the referees' final formalities, almost complete now. So it's almost underway. And let's hope for a great tournament and a very good start, because this is a tough group, of course. Mexico has defeated Uruguay in the other match from this group earlier today by 2-0. Looking at the huddles, let's take in the atmosphere now of everything in Peru, and our commentator is Tony Lockwood.
There he is, Tevfik of Bayer Leverkusen, the leading goal scorer. They're the substitutes from Turkey and Australia. Changes, I'm sure, are inevitable as the action and drama unfolds. There's the man we look to for goals if we are supporters of Turkey. He scored 6 in qualifying, did Tevfik. Wade Ustendorp of Sydney is one for the future and arguably Australia's leading player here in Peru. Almost set them. Australia will get this game underway. Just awaiting the signal. And the second game of Group B is off and underway. Robbie Cruz, early chance, and Volkan in goal from Fenerbahce. An early touch for the #1 Turkish goalkeeper. This is Turkey's first appearance at an under-17 World Championship. And of course, we've had a very memorable summer back in May. They lifted the European under-17 Championship, so the perfect preparations ahead of this high-profile event here in the capital city of Peru, Lima. Brought with them a squad of some 33 players, who include the technical and backup staff of Turkey. Well prepared. Australia, of course, have their own agenda. It's meant for Robbie Cruz, goalkeeper Volkan. Australia, well, they've qualified for the past 4 tournaments. Only ever missed 1 World Under-17 Championship finals. Aykutspor. 18 is Murat. First free kick of this encounter goes the way of Australia. Oskokin. Here's Dennis. Rather wayward from the Bayern Munich player. Here's a look at Alex Verteski, the Australian keeper. Australians failed to reach the final in Egypt in 1997, but aside from that, it's a very, very decent track record. Second in New Zealand in 99. Blocked well. Turkey with a team made up of, well, players from Germany, from Switzerland, from Holland, and a sprinkling from back home, with Galatasaray well featured. And there's the USA official. 3 of the referees were sent home prior to this championship, having failed to meet the rather strenuous demands of endurance and fitness tests, FIFA having to make late changes. Also an event, of course, that has made headlines across the world with new technology aiding the referee, technology that can help them determine whether a ball has crossed the goal line. No more than experimental, but the hope is that it may well feature in the World Cup finals in Germany next summer, if indeed it's a success here in Peru. Verteski's clearance. Both of these teams less than happy in the build-up when they came to train here in the Estadio Nacional with this artificial playing surface. Spread wide from Lee Broxham. Free kick for the foul on Robbie Cruz. Crowd has built nicely through the afternoon. Now Australia looking to create. Got in behind the marker. It'll go down as the best opportunity yet. And a warning to Turkey. There's the booking for Harun. Plays his club football at Galatasaray, but after that caution, Australia may well have secured an opening goal. Patafta. Good understanding among this Australian team, who are linking up very well indeed. There's David Apuso getting forward. There he was. Referee's decision is the corner. Just a few worries for Turkey in the early exchanges. 5 inside that area. Good goalkeeping from Volkan. Turkey with successes at both under 16 and under 18 levels. And when winning that European crown in Italy, they came back from an opening defeat to win 4 games on the spin. So understandably, expectations high within the Turkish Football Federation. They're being caught out defensively. Australia with another chance. Won a corner. Work there for the captain, Kantadu, wearing number 4. Australia preparing then to take this corner. They've had the better of the pressure. Then he's just exchanging words with Robbie Cruz. Referee has a word. Now we are ready for this Australian corner. Again, plenty forward. And once again, Volkan had to react swiftly to deal with the imminent danger. Unmarked, free, clean header, and another Australian corner. It began brightly. By Scott Jamieson. And Turkey can clear. Only one forward, but they will join very quickly. Midfield support. Trying to create an opening. This is more encouraging. A wall though of yellow shirts back in number. Look for a free kick which wasn't going to be given. Turkey 0, Australia 0. We've reached the 10-minute mark. Australia will be looking at their record, particularly in Finland 4 years ago. The coach very disappointed with the first round exit. The Australians have had real experience of South American conditions. Tours recently to the likes of Chile and also here to Peru. They've prepared well. Here's Özgökhan of Galatasaray. Throw from Volkan. Ten is Nuri. Groteski's ball. And parents asking questions. There was the target, Nathan Burns. He's partnering Robbie Cruz in that Australian strike force. Jamie Cumming. Dennis of Bayern Munich. And going up from assistant referee near side. Özgökhan was in pursuit. Wade Oostendorp was back for Australia. Talked about the career of this young Australian defender. Plays with Sydney FC. Real boost for Australia that a professional league has been formed in the last few weeks. 8 teams, including Sydney. Oostendorp is featuring within that league. Danger. In the end, no more than a routine save for Volkan. Not seen too much though of Tevfik and Özgökhan. Crusoe's throw. That's the return ball. Özgökhan managing to hold off the challenge. And then Nuri wins that free kick for Turkey. Borussia Dortmund is where he plies his trade. He's played in the first team at such a tender age, just shows what he's capable of. Has a free kick, whipped in and found its man. Seen too many chances for Turkey, but that was a free kick where the header was wide of the mark, but there was clear and present danger. Header wayward. Vitescu's clearance. Probably back in number for Turkey. The coach was formerly in charge of the Galatasaray youth setup. Good record as well, 12 wins and just the one loss from 16 games in charge. Took over in October of last year. Caught and could be cautioned. It is. It's the yellow card. It's gone to their captain, Erkan. There is the man who's been penalised and punished. Players will need to pick up 3 cautions in this championship to automatically miss a game. It's a change that have been made just for this championship by FIFA. Is Joe all right? Look for a free kick that was never given. Crusoe's clearance. There again, break down a Turkish attack. Encouraging start for the Australians. Seen plenty of possession in the early stages. Dennis. And then no space for Tevfik to manoeuvre. Free kick then for Turkey, who, by their own high standards, have probably not created what they would have anticipated at this stage of first half proceedings. Free kick a few moments ago with a header that was off target. But really, Australia have started the brighter. A couple of half chances, but it's been a game that's really been short on clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. The slip across that finds its target, and work to do defensively for Australia. Oostendorp it was with the saving header. Player that we singled out for attention prior to this game. Just doing enough. Goal side of Tevfik there in the corners. 3-1 for the Australians. Turkey set piece that comes to nothing. You look at Turkey's qualifying campaign. You look at that European success in Italy when they beat the likes of England and Belarus and France and Croatia, and then the Netherlands 2-0 in that final. One in which we saw goals Tevfik it was who actually scored in the final, Turkey's number 9. There's the possession, 56-44. Just over hit. Easy enough for Speranovic, it was. Crusoe. It is Cruz. It's a handful early on for Australia, Robbie Cruz. There he is. Australians mindful of the fact that in the recent World Under-20 Championship in Holland, they had a very disappointing early exit. Need for improvement. Turkey, certainly their coaching staff, believe this is one of the best young sides they've had for years. And just deflecting back comfortably. Grateful arms of Patafta in that Australian goal. He's not really been troubled. It's a free kick, no doubt about that. Speranovic then, just taking a free kick, and Australia could look to build again. Coming up to the 20-minute mark, still Turkey 0, Australia 0 here in the Estadio Nacional. Day 1 of this high-profile World Under-17 Championship. It's been billed as the group of death, such is the strength of Group B. Tevfik has done well to create space. It's a lovely run and it's an important save. Patafta it was. Rebound and follow-up. Lacked any real pace on it. Well, Tevfik it was, the Bayer Leverkusen striker, who made the best chance yet. Away from a whole host of yellow shirts. And then a left foot strike that was beaten away by Alex Patafta. Cruz for Australia. Just couldn't find the required support. It's a decent ball. Picks out Dennis. Two weight in the middle for Turkey. If he can provide a cross, he can. It was Tevfik again. Long penalty clearance. This didn't bounce kindly for Nathan Burns. Aykut. Dennis. It's neat build-up play. It's important header away by Wade Ostendorp. A couple of vital interceptions by the Australian defender. It's left by Joel Allwright. Instead it'll be Jamie Cumming to take. Signs that Turkey are beginning to produce what staff will believe they're more than capable of. Australia setting the pattern early on, set the pace, set the tone for this game. Burns and Cruz combining quite well. Good kick conceded. Slightly push and seemed to come off worse, but free kick is Australia's. Volkan lining up the defensive wall. Kaz Patafta. 16 is Scott Jameson. It's Jameson. Nowhere to go, but fine support. A tame effort that was comfortably cleared. Flag stays down, and then a very, very late flag far side. Assistant referee, flag was raised. It was very, very late indeed. That was the run. Got him behind that Turkish defence, but flag was raised, keeper was out anyway. Just beginning to open up, needs to as well. Turkish corner. We've had a couple in this game so far. Three. Just wait on the edge of the area for the runs that are timed for a corner, delivered with the left foot. Plenty forward, back heel and kept out on the line. They are really beginning to create problems. The alertness of Alex Viteschi kept the scoreline blank. There was the corner. And a back heel, 3 on the line, and the keeper well positioned. And Vitek again. Block on Volkan's intended cross. Bayern Munich. Dennis is the player. Good cross. Keeper can't hold. Ball through was too far for Nathan Burns to chase. They're down as a result of that incident. That's the man. Miles Gurkin is receiving some treatments. As part of the Turkish technical support. It's one of the regulations, they need to be taken off before they can return. Was the cross that led to the incident. It's caught there, colliding with Viteschi and staying down. And for the moment, Turkey down to 10 men. Just having words with Volkan in the Turkish goal. Now play can resume. Handing the initiative back to the Australians. Look at the Australian record. It was unblemished in qualifying, and well, they made their way through to Peru at a canter. 5 wins out of 5. Didn't even concede a goal. There's a slip that could prove costly. There's plenty forward for Turkey, including the recovered Özgürkün back on the pitch and nearly opening the scoring. Patafta kept it out. Good chance. There was the break. Ball played in, Özgürkün and Patafta save. FIFA paid the board and lodgings of Turkey from the 12th of this month. Decided though to arrive in Peru 3 days earlier. So the financial support was there from the Turkish Football Federation, just aiding and helping their preparations ahead of the tournament itself. Roxham's forward ball. Decent ball for Robbie Cruz. Managed to get the cross in. Nothing more. And they're lining up. Jamison working hard in that Australian midfield. Patafta went in well, didn't he? Seemed to run into trouble and then managed to emerge with the ball. Keeps going. Australia on the offensive. Still goalless in the Estadio Nacional. Our first match saw Mexico beating Uruguay by 2 second-half goals. They topped the group. The initiative is with them. And behind for another goal kick, that's Nathan Burns. Volkan's clearance helped Tom. As we head towards the half-hour mark, it's Turkey 0, Australia 0. Harun. Sedat. Mahfoud. Behind, even behind that Australian backline. Very settled look to this Turkish squad. Out of 20 players used, 16 have been involved in the last 21 games, so there is a tried and tested method. This is encouraging. Bruce waits in the middle. Wasn't required. Deflected effort. Australian corner. There are the shots 7-3 favouring Turkey. A corner which Scott Jamison will take. And a second successive corner for the Australians. They started the first half strongly, and in this last quarter of this half they've found a way back into a match. Turkey with at least 2 very presentable opportunities. The back heel that was straight at the keeper, and the turn and the run and the low-angled strike from Tevfik that needed the save from Alex Patafta. sense it's a match in which the best is yet to come. Jamieson seeing a lot of the ball. Burns. Jamieson, Cruz, nice football from Australia. Well, he went down. Seemed to be any contact at all. Now, was he looking for the penalty? This is a chance to look at it. Went down and there was no contact at all by Aykut. Nathan Burns was looking to win a penalty. Referee just allowing play to continue. Just no way through. A number of players back to defend this from Australia's point of view. And that defensive game plan is one that has worked so far. A few scares along the way, it has to be said, but Patafta in goal has done what's been asked of him. May need more. Turn. It's that man, Tefik again, causing problems. No coincidence that he led the way in qualifying with 6 goals, and the striker that is hoping to make a name for himself at Bayer Leverkusen. Nuri in possession. It's a lovely ball, deflected behind corner. Just starting to turn on the style, the Turks. Important block coming in. Spranovic it was. Corner that Australia struggling to clear. The result, another corner for Turkey. Well, we'd have find a way through before half-time. Nuri's corner, swung deep. And Australia find themselves under real pressure. Now there is a chance to clear their lines. Just one forward, it is Burns. To seize on to that chance. Patafta's ball. Jamieson is there. Johnny coming. Still waiting then for the first breakthrough. Space opening up for the captain, Patafta. Gurkin just loses out. Scaruso's ball. Just wouldn't drop kindly for Robbie Cruz. Dennis. Good skills. And very ambitious. Harun of Galatasaray it was. Just trying his luck from a suitable distance. A decent job in goal for Australia. Alex Vitescu. Under 20 counterparts disappointing in Holland in the summer. Chance to really atone for a miserable tournament. The under 17s to fly the flag. Turkey were picked out as arguably the strongest team in this group, really based on their performance in Italy when they won the European crown back in May. New territory for them, a first World Under-17 Championship. They're warming to the task. Kick won by Dennis. It's going to be Nerdy. It is Nerdy. Easy enough for Vleteski in the Australian goal. Towards Burns. Might come to Cruz. This could be the chance. Took his time, looked for the chip, and Vulcan was equal to the challenge. Suddenly it opened up for Australia, for Burns and for Cruz. Robbie Cruz's chip, too close to the keeper. And that must go down as one of the best opportunities Australia have enjoyed. He really had a couple of what you would say were real goal-scoring chances of Australia. Looking better early on. Couple of chances, and then that one. Build up his patience. At times the pace is quite slow. Very deliberate in their build-up. "40 minutes played. It's still Turkey 0, Australia 0. Went towards Tevkin, never reached him. Maybe another chance. Dipping all the time. Just a warning for Australia's defence. Caught it well enough. Dipping. And just the wrong side. Top of the crossbar, and a real let-off for Australia. There's Gherkin bursting forward. Free kick. Challenge on Chris it was. Patafta. Jamison battling there with Dennis. Here's the Bayern Munich man. Nuri trying to find Tevkin. Disappointingly breaking down in the final quarter. Different in style to the opening match, which saw Mexico beating Uruguay by 2 second-half goals. Picks out Nathan Burns. It's Burns. Just needed more time, and the chance had gone. And at the other end, Ozgurkin's break. Well, from end to end, and two great opportunities, and both squandered. Australia seemed as if they wanted just a little bit too much time when the chance was presented, and then within moments Turkey had broken and an opportunity had fallen at the feet of Ozgurkin. Looking for a free kick. Jameson's ball in towards Cruz. Now the pace does pick up in the final minutes of this first half. Tefik comfortable in possession. Dennis on this near side. Dealt with. Throw then, which maybe Daruza will take. Closing minutes of this first half. Might be more than a minute left on this. And then we prepare for time added on. Well, a couple of good opportunities apiece. Still time maybe for one more chance. Four teams in this group, a tournament that's made up of 16 teams split into 4 groups. The top 2 go through to the last 8. Final will be staged on the 2nd of October. This is the opening day of this championship. An event that's spread across the whole of Peru. Diving header away from Jamie Cumming. Ozgurkin. Free kick given Australia's way. And given in favour of Jamie Cumming. Been a danger, been a threat as Ozgurkin as the half has wore on. So, it's the final minute of time added on. Still deadlocked. Pace on that ball. Jamieson it was, looking to create from midfield. Just trying to thread it through for Robbie Cruz. That's it. The end of the first half, which...
So just get someone in. Just get someone in there.
Okay, let's wrap it up there for the moment. We're ready for the second half, and let's rejoin Tony Lockwood.
Both teams with a couple of good opportunities, scoring chances in the first half. And already Mexico top Group B, courtesy of a 2-0 triumph over Uruguay a little earlier in the day. We're at the Estadio Nacional for this second game in Group B. We are ready, and now the second half can start. Turkey from right to left. towards Cruz. Is Heikut, plays in Holland with Breda. In possession once again. Turkey were singled out as one of the most dangerous teams in this group. Probably as tough a group as any of the four we have in this championship. Mexico already putting their mark down. Harun of Galatasaray. 5 is Seda, also plays for the very same Turkish club. The players involved from the likes of Bayern and Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Dortmund, so the Bundesliga in Germany well represented in this Turkish lineup. Patafta in goal for Australia. Had a very commendable first half. Running by Nathan Burns. He's done very well indeed. Tees it up. Needed a save to keep out Cruz. Volkan it was. Conceding the corner as Burns and Cruz combine effectively. Cut back. First time. Turned around for the corner. Jameson to take. Swung in, keeper comes and can't collect. Well, Australia started the first half very brightly indeed. It's Matthew Speranovic getting forward. Couldn't keep the header downwards. Jefferson is trying to thread that through. Intercepted by Murat. 5 is Seda. Tefik. Harun. Gürkin just running into trouble in that congested midfield area. Both Australia and Turkey have trained every day since arriving in Peru at this Estadio Nacional, just acclimatising, used to the conditions, and as much as that, the artificial playing surface that will be used at all 5 of the venues at this World Championship. Held up by Cruz. Tackled by Seda. Gürkin it is, working that ball out towards that far side, and then he's chipped in rather harmless in the end. Scott Jameson, who wears 16 for Australia, is on the books of the English Premiership side, Bolton Wanderers. Reid Oostendorf, who wears 4 for Australia, is a player who's talked about as one for the future. Professional league now set up recently, which will help the development of Australian football. Oostendorf playing for Sydney FC. Just a moment's hesitation. Patafta reacting. Murat. Harun. Plenty of space. As Gürkin is the target. Just needed the final touch, and in the end, corner conceded by Australia. At a tempo to this second half. Trying to get in between defender and keeper. Turkish corner. Nuri waits. Verteski is grounded, and Australia will bring on the trainer. Bit of treatment. Early stoppage to the second half. Had a good game so far, has Alex Verteski. Crowd has built well as the afternoon has progressed. This is the second game of the day from Group B. Just looking again at that half chance. Getting in there behind the defender. Needed a touch from Verteski to concede a corner. He's recovered. Turkey can take it. Verteski can't hold on to it. He'll just scramble it clear in the end. Murat's ball was straight at Verteski. Wasted opportunity. Aimed towards Cruz. Offensive header just rolls back for Volkan. Tefik holding off the challenges. Burns loses out. Murat just weaving it for Harun. Erkan, the captain. 2 Turkish players booked in the first half. In this tournament, it needs 3 yellow cards for a 1-game suspension, different from other FIFA tournaments. And using the full width of the pitch, but Australia remain firm into space. Rides one challenged as Jemison, as well to hold on to possession. Captain Kaz Patafta. Poor ball in by Joel Allwright. Easily tied it up, and Harun finds support, finds his man. The clearance. And off an Australian player. And then collected by Verteski. Play allowed to continue. It'll drop for, well, he just lost his footing at precise the moment he needed to control the ball. Did Robbie Cruz. Chance is gone. Certainly more about this second half. Cumming is dispossessed. Australia defending. Dennis. Well, committed plays forward, and gaps beginning to open up. Held up by Burns. Through towards Cruz, just beyond the Australian striker. Gathered by Volkan. We're going to see a change. Gürkin is the player withdrawn. And it's number 14 for Turkey that comes on. Aideen. Just a different option. He did pick up an injury in the first half. Free kick given in Australia's favour. Speranovic it was. Header on. Cruz for Burns. Just linking up, but without any tangible rewards so far. Seven is Joel Albright. Read that very well indeed, did set up. Aideen. Still awaiting the first goal of this contest. Dennis. Harun. Burkamp. Aideen gets the cross in. Couldn't direct the header. Chance is still there. Keeper reacts well. And a decent game is for Teskey. Often goes for that option of the long punted clearance. Full of running is Robbie Cruz. Jamison. Just away from his marker. Turkey in full flow. The target is Nathan Burns, losing out in the challenge. Helped on by Dennis, cleared up towards Cruz. And shrugging off the attentions there of Harun. Congested in that midfield area. Australia with a player down. And Teskey will clear into touch. And it's David Raposo, who may well require some treatment. Just needs that goal, you sense, to spark this game into life. Turkey arriving in Peru with well, a big reputation on the back of a European Championship triumph in Italy in May. Australia with a super record of qualifying for under-17 World Championships. A coach who's a real authority on world football. His third under-17 finals. He's been head coach of the under-20s. In fact, a coach that played at the level which saw him represent Australia in the World Championship, first under-17 World Championship way back in 1985. waiting for a change in playing personnel as far as Australia is concerned. I think that's going to happen imminently. Kept with the same starting lineup. That looks as if it's about to change. Blake and Cruz combining. Needed a save. Volkan reacting very quickly indeed. There's the shot from Robbie Cruz. And there's the save from Fenerbahce goalkeeper Volkan. Cruz is off. And Daniel Miller is on. And that bring the best out of Australia. And headed back across the face of goal, but look, Australia suddenly find themselves having to defend. Speed with which Turkey broke out of defence. Been beaten yet, Alex Patafta. Here's corner. Five inside that 18-yard area. No problems for the Australian keeper. It's long towards Burns. Two defenders back, including Okan, the captain. Now with Mordat. Dennis can't get away from the attentions of two Australian players who almost crowded him out. Mentioned earlier, one particular player for Turkey, Nuri there, number 10, not only the youngest player to compete in the Bundesliga, but really caught the eye in Turkey's qualifying. Some great names down the years have performed at the 17 World Championships. First real opportunity for some of these players to impress on a global stage. Aydin. Now to continue his run. Been a threat all through the game. Tepik by Leverkusen. Turkey with a pressing game and a corner. Nuri will take it. Speranovic it was with the header away. There's the corner count, 7 apiece. Nuri's corner. A disappointing set piece, which results in a very easy save for Alex Patafta. 65 played, Turkey 0, Australia 0. Here at the Estadio Nacional in Lima. Possession with Harun. Now Aykut. Chance maybe now for Australia and for Burns. Keeper comes, can't collect. And Nathan Burns with a chance to provide a cross. Well, he caught it first time, sweet enough on the volley to Jamieson. Scott Jamieson with a volley. After some very good work from Nathan Burns. Assistance almost paying off and caught it sweetly, but just too high. Well, that's Haroun. Australia winning back possession, breaking quickly. The challenge timed to perfection, still nothing given. Remains goalless. A point apiece wouldn't be a disaster. Uruguay would be left propping up the group after their 2-0 reverse at the hands of Mexico. Well, that's again, angle for the cross. Anywhere will do. Full stretch was Wade Ostendorp. Australia have a player down. They're also prepared to make another change. David Tapuzzo is the player. Now with Matthew Park warming up, it might be a straight swap, depending on the severity of the injury to the Australian defender. Really struggling. The challenge and then caught there. It is going to be the change. That will be the last we see of David Tapuzzo. Matthew Park comes on. And Turkey resume with a chance to put more pressure on that Australian goal. Crossed in, free header. How on earth did he miss? Well, he's had chances, but none as good as that for Tevfik. Clear free header and should have put Turkey one in front. Seven yards out and just unable to find what looked from that range a gaping target. Poor miss. One Turkey may well come full time. They worked the opening, worked the space, and when the chance presented itself, the man who took them through qualifying as leading scorer with 6 goals was simply unable to deliver. Well, that's throw. Dennis. Nuri. Haroun. Look, and the captain. Driving run. Decent cross. Fantastic save. Follows up and still can't find the target. What a chance for Bayern Munich's Dennis. That's 2 great chances for Turkey inside 2 minutes. That's a super save to react quickly. And when the follow-up was there, it was wasted. Keeper did well with the initial effort. And Dennis blasts it high and wide, and another chance goes begging for Turkey, who are beginning to find some rhythm. Nuri, their best spell of the match without doubt. Well, they're lining up on the edge of that Australian 6-yard area. There's the way possession looks 55 to 45 in favour of Turkey, who really should have been in front. Chances in the last couple of minutes, 2 excellent chances, neither of which was taken. Dennis with a cross, just wouldn't fall kindly enough for Tevfik. Ferhat is the player coming on for Harun. Just 10 minutes or so, it seems to have all been Turkey offering more, creating more. Just lacking that final finish. The chance to Dennis was a good one. Before that, though, the opportunity for Tevfik with a free header. It's the best of the game, and he wasted it. Broxham, Jameson, and the captain, Patafta. Broxham's final ball, and not seen too much of Daniel Miller yet since coming on. Great swap up front for Robbie Cruz. Skills from Ferhat. Misunderstanding there with Nuri. It remains goalless inside the Estadio Nacional. Murat. Erkan, the captain. Back from Aydin. Still threatening. That will do. Reaching the 75th minute. Still goalless. Turkey 0, Australia 0. Nuri. Well, that's ball. Keeper that's coped with everything so far. Defence that's been overworked. Joy for Daniel Miller. Hat. A lot of possession in the second half. The Hat. Full header out. Miller has stayed forward. Now support will arrive. In the shape of captain Kaz Patafta. The block was effective. Australia need to start to create something on the back foot for the last quarter of an hour. They're under more pressure. It's a straight shot, deflected, and corner. That's the man Aideen letting loose from real distance. With an Australian body en route. Close again to Kaz Patafta. Burns was always offside. So Turkey's first appearance at this World Championship. High hopes. But at the moment, Australia have held out. And the Australians, of course, will look back on chance of their own, although in this second half it's been Turkey who've dominated for long periods. Well, have been two in front, in truth. Nerdy's ball played in, gets the return. Trying to work that opening. Hat's cross. Nerdy. For Hat. Set up. Just wouldn't drop for Nuri. No way through for Nathan Burns. Slightly frustrated, trying to lead the line alongside Daniel Miller. Set up. We've been a better team in the second half. Just will not drop. Thinks about the shots. Not to be beaten though, Kaz Patafta. That's clearance for Hat. That was meant for Okan. We see a change to the Australian lineup. It's very much as if Matthew Mullen is about to enter the second half fray. Turkey, though, continue to dictate the pace of this match. There's Broxham. Blake's forward ball looks like it could be Lee Broxham who is going to be sacrificed. Seen too much of a player that has struggled of late. Tefik has been their biggest threat so far. Headed back across the face of goal by Nuri. Just won't happen yet for Turkey. Now there is Lee Broxham. Back on his goal line to defend the corner. And they've done their job successfully as a defensive unit for so far. But he's been puffing and blowing and, well, just looked to be struggling, didn't he? And it is the end for Lee Broxham. And the introduction of Matthew Mullen comes on. Australia haven't seen too many chances in this second half, and real venom in that final effort that was always going wide. There's the shots. Turkey winning that by a mile, 18-8. Spent a lot of time inside the Australian half in the second half. And now they have found a way through. Well, you cannot say that Turkey have not threatened that for some time. And Nuri delivers the goal that seemed at one stage to be beyond Turkey. Nuri it was, making his name in the Bundesliga. And even the despairing dive of Alex Fateschi was not enough. Nuri's strike from the edge of that Australian 18-yard area. Keeper got a hand on it, it's not enough. And Turkey, thanks to Nuri, lead by a goal to nil. Turkey 1, Australia 0. There's the goal scorer. Plays for Borussia Dortmund. One of the real young, up-and-coming stars of Turkish football, despite being based in Germany. Came in here with a real reputation, and he's not done that any harm at all. Look again at the goal. Had the space, saw the angle, found the target. Still time for a second. Dennis is in the middle. Could have gone anywhere. Rebounded wide. And real concern within that Australian defence. Just rebounding the wrong side of the post as far as Turkey are concerned. Defending for Australia to do. More pressure. With it near post. Australia is trying to break out, can't do so. Dennis. Some private outs. Change for Turkey. Hanna is coming off. And Ogun is the player to replace him for the closing minutes. So Turkey with a 1-goal advantage. A strike that came late on in the game. If it stays this way, Mexico and Turkey will have registered opening day victories here in Group B in the Estadio Nacional. Australia desperate to improve on the display of their under-20s in Holland, which was bitterly disappointing. Started well enough, had chances of their own in the second half, but then under a degree of pressure, which finally told. Turkey had 2 great opportunities before that to score. Both were squandered. 3 efforts. Would have thought he might have done better. Amazing shot, and in the end, too close to the body of Alex Viteschi. It was got down smartly to his right. Australia have just been restricted, haven't been able to offer up too much in the last 20 minutes or so. There's a striking outfit, and there's been precious little. There's the captain, Patafta, to find some space, and he's done well. Can carry it away. Murray, the goal scorer. Murat. Now Zeda. Into the final minute. Time added on, of course, will follow. You'll think he deserves a goal. Is it still to come for Tevfik? Forced wide, and chance has gone. Done everything but score. Might still do that. It's needed the late interception. Important intervention that was. He's loitered with real intent as Tevfik. Well out. Volkan saw the danger, reacted to it. And we're on time added on, 3 minutes. And Turkey hold a 1-goal advantage. Scott Jameson. The one challenge, working hard in that midfield. Richards back. Space is beginning to open up. Tevfik has a lot of room in which to operate. Fahad. Murat. ball, they're away. Tefik is in the middle. Could they score a second in time added on? Once again, it's a clear scoring opportunity for Turkey, who may well have won this game by more than the one goal. They won the European Under-17 Championship. It looks as if they're going to make a winning start at world level. Well, that's caught the keeper by surprise. Burns. Final moments for Australia to try and find a way back. Game, though, that's drifted away from them in the second half, which Turkey have dominated. Referee checks his watch. Turkey